Hello crafty friends, this is Rachel, Crafty Mama Bear. Today's video is my July completed pages. So we'll start off with some stats. For July I colored 66 pages. That seems like a crazy amount, and it kind of is, but it's kind of not, because one of them was, I finished a small color by number book, and I'll talk about that later. I didn't do any pages in my iPad, and I completed 3 double page spreads. I did 7 buddy colors. I worked in 10 of my untouched coloring books. I still have 9. I actually might change that to 8. There's one that's been in my collection for a long time, and I think I'm just gonna put it in my 2,000 subscriber giveaway, because I'm not gonna color in it. This month, purchased 18 books. Ooh, yeah, if you saw my July haul, it was kind of nuts. I felt a little bad about everything that I bought this month. I went a little crazy, so we'll tone it down for next month, hopefully. All right, so that brings my total number of books in my collection to 86, which seems nuts to me that I have that many books. And so the total number of pages I have colored so far in this year is 220. Alrighty, so the first thing I will show you is this page. Excuse me. There's a Facebook group called Adult Coloring, and every week they provide an image to color or a color palette to use, and you complete it. Everybody in the group votes for their favorite image, and then when I submitted this one, I think it was like a $10 gift card to Amazon or something that you could win. But it's just a fun little thing that you can participate in, and yeah, so this one, they provided the image, and they also provided the color palette that we needed to use on this page. So this was mine, the cute little kitty cat and her mouse friend. I'm just going to share with you my pages from my smallest book to my biggest book, just because I've got them stacked up that way. So in portraits, I completed 2 pages in this book. The first page I did was sadness. I did this page because I wanted to try out some of my supplies on it. I believe I did chalk pastel for the light background. I used acrylic marker on her skin and the orange. I used, for the white, I just used my electric eraser to give me dots. I used my super tips for her hair. Her glasses, I used my purple Uniball Signo pen, and then for the shimmer on this, I used a languo pen. So there she is. I tried to give her little sweater some texture, but it didn't work out great, so it's okay. I still like it. And then the next page I did in here was Merida. I did this for a buddy color group on Instagram, where we do a Pixar and a Disney film every month. This was my first month joining them, and so it was Brave and Hercules. So this was my image for Brave. I did a lot of different things on here. I used a gold pen for the background. I used colored pencils for the berries and things. I used a chalk pastel for the base of her hair. Yeah, and then I went in with a colored pencil and just added some of the dark lines. I also wanted to test some of my watercolors and see how they worked on here. I have some Inktense watercolors that are pans, and I used it on her dress, but it did leak through. It bled through. So I will be using my acrylic markers for Nala to fix that. But everything else seemed to work fine on it, and I'm really happy with how this turned out. So there's my Merida page. Next up is Small Victories. Now this page, I gave myself a challenge last month to complete all of the title pages in my Johanna Basford books and my Lulu Mayo books. And I was able to do all but one. I didn't get done my Magical Worlds. I'm pretty close on that, but I wasn't able to finish it in the month. So here are my front couple pages for Small Victories. I think I used my Brute Funers, but I could be wrong. Let me see. No, I used my Crayola colored pencils. So all of the color is done with my Crayola colored pencils, and then all of the gold is from either my Languo gold pen, because it's got a smaller nib, or it's from my Uniball Signo gold. So I did those, and then I did the intro page, and I used the same colors as I used on the other two pages. So that was 4 completed pages in there. I wanted to share that I completed my Stitch word find. I bought it in May and I finished at the end of May. I just forgot to share it with you. But in this word find book, there's also coloring pages on it. So I finished the title page for this, and I used my Brute Funers. I even put a little card here telling me what my colors are for Stitch. So I think I will color in this because the images are really cute, and yeah, it'll just be a fun little project book. I have enough Stitch themed stuff, but yeah, oh well. All right, here's the book that I completed this month. I wasn't intending on completing this book this month. However, I was watching, I'm going to mess this up, a Canadian crafty girl. I'll put her channel information up right now. I was watching a video of hers, and she does a ton of color by number books in her completed pages videos. And I was watching it. She had mentioned that if you want to get through a book, one little trick that she does is that she takes the color palette and she just does one color each day. So she'll go through the book and just do all of the number 1s through all the pages. The next day she'll do all the 2s. So then if you have 24 colors, by the end of the month you'll have finished the book. Okay, that seems great in theory, and I started that. However, once I started doing it, my ADHD really kicked in, and then I felt like I just had a ton of unfinished pages, and that really bothered me. So I spent a couple days and I just completed the whole book. So I'll flip through the pages in here and show you what I did. I did use my Cali Art pastel markers for these pages. And they're really adorable images, but yeah, that concept may work for some. It did not work for me. I do not like having whips. It just bugs me, and so I yeah, I put like the first 3 colors down because I was on a roll and I was enjoying it. And then I put it away and I tried to grab another book and I just couldn't, because I just kept thinking that, okay, I haven't finished this. I haven't finished what I was doing in this book. So I have 1 completed book in my collection, guys. This is a super cute book. I really enjoy how they put the colors, they list the colors over here that are in this image. I think I have a Jade Summer book, Animals, and it doesn't do that. Like, it just lists all the colors, and so you have to search in the image to pick out all your colors, where I like to get my colors and then do the image, and it just seems like it takes a little bit longer when the color list isn't already set out for you. I was talking to Chelsea on Instagram while I was working on this book, and she remembered from one of my previous videos. She was like, I thought you said you don't like coloring food. And I said, I don't. It's not something I usually enjoy doing, but I said, this is color by number, so it's so different. I don't feel any pressure to make it look realistic or add textures or, yeah, make the gelatin look like gelatin. Or that's probably not Jello. That's probably some type of like bundt cake. But you know what I mean. Like, I feel no pressure to make the lollipops look shiny or, yeah, make anything look realistic. So I can handle food with color by number. That doesn't intimidate me. But yeah, the only Matchstick Mouse book that I do not have from Morgan O'Brien is the newest release, where it's just food based. Maybe eventually I'll get past that and decide to get it, but for now I'll just stick to color by numbers for my food. Okay, next up is A Million Kawaii Cuties. So I did the title page and I just tried to match it the best I could with the colors that I had. On all of these I used my Crayola Super Tips and then my gold pins for any of the gold elements on it. And again, I tried to match the front. So there's that page. Next up is A Million Cute Animals. Same thing. I matched the cover. On this one, for the background, I did use my chalk pastel because I knew I wasn't going to be able to get smooth coverage, and I didn't have a yellow that was light enough. So there's that one. My last Lulu Mayo book is A Million Sloths, and there's the cover page for that. These came together super quick because I just did the same coloring. I mean, this has no shading, no anything, just put down solid color, add some gold, and you're done. So there are those. Next up, I completed my first page in my baby stitch book. And this is the page that I completed. I used, again, a whole bunch of my Crayola Super Tip markers. I used silver and gold gel pens for like the dots and the stars and the moon and the spoon. And then I went, all of the background is just a solid layer of Crayola Super Tips. Stitch, I did Crayola Super Tips, and then I went over with some colored pencil. And let's see. I used my Crayola colored pencils again. So there he is. I have another page picked that my daughter wanted to do, but we still haven't gotten around to doing that one. So completed a page in there. Next, I completed a page in Petite Poupées also. And this one I completed the Tinkerbell page. And let's see, I use Super Tips, my Brute Funers, chalk pastel, and a little bit of acrylic marker. The little bit of acrylic marker was on the edge of her wings and the edge of those little puff balls on her shoes. I did this page in the Petite Poupée color by number book with Chelsea, and I thought the easiest way for me to start tackling this book is to just take the color palette from there and put it on here, and it was one less thing that I had to make a decision about. So there she is. She's all done. Next up is my mandala color by number. This was first page in here also, and I did the first page for the Disney Buddy Color group for the Hercules. So this was my Hercules page. On this page, because there's some finer details, I didn't use many of my guangnas. Most of this was done with my Zabif 0.7 millimeter acrylic markers, and then some languo, but not much. So there was that page. Let's see what I have marked. Oh, just the background. All right, here is the Petite Poupée color by number, and this is the page that Chelsea and I completed. She's super adorable. Her little pouty face is just too much. I used my Guangna metallic brush pens for all the shiny effects. I really enjoy using those. They're gorgeous. They lay down so smooth. Tons of metallic color and great coverage. So there she is. Next up is Portraits, another color by number. In here I did Mulan. And let me see if this was for a challenge or not. Oh yes, I did this. This was a buddy color with Corey. We completed the Mulan page. I think, yeah, we picked random pages. I had my daughter pick a number, and then she had her son pick a number for the other one. So, and the other one is in, I think it's in the Portraits book that I'm going to show. So Mulan is finished in there. I picked up this book from Ollie's last month, and I wanted to use my Languo plus pens on it because I thought that it would look great. I used one of my mandala stickers to give me inspiration for my color palette, and here is that page. This was done with the P600 Languo pens where you have to press down in order for the ink to come out. It was just miserable doing this page. I did about a quarter of it and then stopped because my hand was hurting, and it just, I couldn't get nice smooth lines, and it just kind of looks sloppy to me. But the new Languo Plus pens, you don't have to press down, so I'm looking forward to trying them out in here, and I'm sure it'll work a lot better for me. Next up is this Creative Coloring in Reverse. This it has like watercolored images, and then you take a black pen and you just draw whatever you see, whatever kind of lines you want. So I did that page, and then I did these two pages. just to kind of show you what you can do in a book like this. You can make it as detailed as you want. Like on this side, I really went in and just went around all of the little areas that I saw. On this side, I didn't do it quite as much. So yeah, these are the type of pages that are in there. It's really relaxing, and if you're kind of in a slump, it's just a way that you can get your creative mind kind of working. Next up is Maria Trolle Universe, and I did my title pages. So it wasn't only for my Johanna Basford and my Lulu Mayo, I also wanted to do this. On this page, I used a little bit of Distress inks for the background, and I wanted to try and use the same color palette that's on the cover for this, and so that's why I picked the purple and pink and turquoise color. I outlined all of the butterflies in gold, and then I put down some gold splash for some metallic effect to go along with the metallic of the butterflies, and a little bit got on this page, so I just hit that page too, so it's all splattery. And then I came to this page and I completed this. I tried my best to make this look like Maria. I pulled up an image of her and did my best. Portraits and realism is not my thing, so, but I'm not going to let that hold me back from coloring in this type of book. I used my Prismacolors on this one, and some white gel pen and some gold. So I'm really happy with that. Thought it turned out super cute. Next up, and I did a couple pages in this Color by Number Flowers and Mandalas book that I got last month from Barnes & Noble. All right, so I used my Crayola Super Tips and just flat coloring. So I did two pages. And what I like to do with these books, since most of the time the color palettes are, oh, where is the color palette for this? Am I crazy? Maybe it's on one of the front pages. Sorry, folks. Okay. This is the color palette. So I take the book, even on my smaller completed one by Such and Such Diva, the foods and desserts, I take the book to my scanner, scan the page, print it out, and then I put these in my book so I don't have to flip back and forth to figure out what colors need to go where. So there are those two pages. Next up is Rooms of Wonder. And here are my pages for this. I tried a bunch of different stuff on this page, which is why it kind of looks splotchy and weird. I tried some oil pastel, didn't really like it. I tried some of my like water-based crayons and watered it out, didn't really like it. And then I like tried to just like wipe it away and try something else. And so yeah, I used a wet wipe, wiped off all of that, and just got my background like this. So I just gave up on that, and then I went and took gold and silver and colored a few of the keys right across the page. And this one, I went online and I looked up an inspiration picture because I'm not great with lighting. So like where the light colors need to go, where the dark colors need to go. So I pulled up an image of somebody who had completed this page and used their lighting for reference on this. And then I completed these two. These were quick and easy and fun. I went through this whole book and I colored all of the keys. I went and found all of the keys in the book and all of the doors, and I colored the door handles gold along with the keys gold. It was fun. All right, next I got this Barbie word search, and I completed this page. I was on a title page kick this in July. I used chalk pastel on the background, and I based this and Barbie with chalk pastel. Then I went in with colored pencils, and I tried to stick with the kind of Barbie colors, the very old school retro, and even gave her some blue eyeshadow. And then I used one of my stencils for the background and used some of my, I don't know the brand, but it's just a gold ink pad. There's that. In Annie Day, a soft living coloring book, I completed 2 pages because I was behind on the hashtag AC Annie Day. I didn't do one for June. So here was the June page that I completed. And this was all alcohol marker. My daughter is in love with horses. It's been a recent thing. Like, she has watched Spirit before and she really loved that show, and now she's been watching some other shows. And I have a friend who her mom has 2 horses, and she just lives a couple minutes from us, and my daughter's been able to ride a couple times the last couple weeks, and so she has been just over the moon. I'll pop up some pictures of her for this. Okay, and then this was the July page for hashtag AC Any Day. On this page, I did paper piecing on her dress, her bandana, and the table. For the table, I wanted it to be a marble table because I just felt like it was going to be too much brown if I made it a brown table and then all the brown on her. So I went online, found a marble image, printed it out, and then added it to this page. If you would like to show me, if you would like me to show you how I paper piece on Morgan O'Brien images, let me know in the comments and I can consider doing a video about it, because I've also paper pieced on this page. Again, her shirt, her apron, the tablecloth, Matchstick's outfit, and these are paper pieced. But yes, I love the Annie Day and Matchstick books. So adorable. Next up is Matchstick Mouse, A Big Adventure. And I completed a page with the lovely Chelsea. And here it is. This, we both decided to pick this image because it was a challenge for both of us. It was an image that neither one of us really thought that we could do and make look good, but I think we both did an amazing job. So I used colored pencil in the background, alcohol marker for the coral, matchstick, the turtle, the fish. I paper pieced Matchstick's little bag, and then I used a dried up white acrylic marker to add some kind of sun rays coming through, and then I added a lot of my little glitter pen on the coral. So I will pop up Chelsea's so you can see her beautiful artwork. She did an amazing job. Amazing job. Thank you so much, Chelsea. Thank you. Okay, next up, I want to share with you my double page spread in Mythomorphia. Now, as I mentioned in my July haul, I got this because I was watching Cat and Paste. She made a video and she mentioned that of all of the types of books, Kirby Rosanna's work is the easiest to work in. So I found this for $3.99 at my Ollie's. I bought it, I came home, I worked in it. The next day I went and picked up another one because I really enjoyed the paper in this book. And I would agree with Cat and Paste that it is a really easy book to color in. It looks very intimidating and overwhelming when you see all of these, but he marks out all of your shaded areas, all of your highlight areas, so it actually comes together pretty well. This was just going to be too much for me to try and tackle for my first Kirby page. So I came to this page, and I will, let me grab my other copy, and I will show you what this page looked like. So this is what it looked like to begin with. And then this is what I did with it. I blacked out a lot of some of the background, and I wanted to make it just like a night sky with a lot of stars in the background. So I thought it would be like you kind of like looking up through the trees and seeing the butterflies and the dragonflies and everything. On this page, I actually used I tried several different mediums, and what I actually ended up really enjoying using on this was my Lingual Plus pens and water. So I went through, with my P600 ones, you have to press them down, and it was really nice because I could just come press down in a couple areas, I got the perfect amount of ink, and I moved it out with a water brush, and it was just so nice. I really enjoyed using that on all of these. And so I didn't do any shading because I put the color down where I wanted the darkest color to be, and then I just moved it out from that area. So I didn't come in with any colored pencils, I didn't do any shading. It was just an easy peasy book. For these and the color, I used, let me see, because I don't remember what I used. Like acrylic, lingual. Oh, what did I use here? I think I used my crayons, my water-soluble crayons, and added it in and then tried to blend it out. I wanted to add a rainbow in here because that's going to carry on throughout the throughout the book. I really like to have a little bit of all the colors in a page, so that'll just kind of give a preview of what I want the book to look like. I would just want it to be very colorful and fun, and so I'm looking forward to completing my next page in there. Last 3 books. I completed page in Vitro, and I'm so excited that the Vitro 2 is coming out. I pre-ordered Vitro 2, Princesses 2, and the Care Bear book from Lyrica, so they should all be released this month. I think the Care Bear one is the one that's released later in the month, but I'm super excited to get those. So I did Tiana in this book, and I used my Guangna markers, and I think I used some of my lingual markers also. And there she is. I completed in portraits I completed this page with Corey, and I don't remember if her son picked this one or if my daughter did, like just randomly picking numbers, and it was Tigger. So this was a fun, easy page. Again, I just used my guangna markers, and there's that. The last book I colored in was Grand Classiques Tome 11. I'm part of a Facebook group, and every month they will pick pages in different books that you can color along with. And this month it was a double page spread that was an option, and it was this double page spread with Belle. And this was done with mostly my guangna and then a few of my languo colors. So this is my second double page spread in this book that I have finished, and I'm very happy with it. Alrighty. Okay guys, what was your favorite page from my month's coloring? I think my favorite will probably be my Kirby Rosanna, just because I had so much fun doing it. Is it my best coloring? No, probably not. But I got really excited playing in it, and I'm really excited to start working in it again. All right, I will let y'all go. I hope you have a great day, and until next time, bye-bye.